This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck. It is a 2002 Ford F250. It's a four-door extra cab, long bed. It's 7.3 liter turbo diesel, four-wheel drive. It's an XL model. It's got crank windows, it's got air, automatic, and that's about it. Which is, it's always those that run the best. And this one's no different. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but whatever. 96,000 miles, clear title, sort of rare with theft recoveries. We've seen some in the wrapper, stolen off showroom vehicles with salvage titles, but apparently they like this one enough to leave it this way, which is great. Anyway, let's walk around it real quick. By the way, I have it running because it's 105 degrees, and I'm going to need some AC in a second. Tires are about, front tires look like they're about 50%. I think rears look like they're about 30%. This fender has not been off the truck. It's the factory fender. I already checked the stamp inside. I'll show you in a minute. But it has had some body work done to it. So it wasn't hit hard enough or whatever, damaged enough to take it off. And they just did the body work right on the car. Got a little push in. They probably pushed a car with it or something. That's usually what happens there. The peeling paint on the bumper. This is a work truck, you know. I'm not trying to sell you something that's a beauty queen here. This is not a beauty queen. It's excellent running, very low miles, 7.3. That it's pretty straight. I mean, it's white, so it hides a lot of stuff. There's a little ding here. There's like a little push-in dent right along there. They stole the bed caps and the tailgate. We bought that louvered tailgate for it. Here's the rear tires. Wow, a little touch-up paint would be a lot, make that look a little bit better. My job is not to tell you how great everything is. I have to find what's wrong with the truck so that, you know, you buy it by, there's a chip in this tail light. You buy it from us and it goes to Michigan or whatever, California or Washington or wherever. It's got to be exactly what we say or we're going to get screamed at. So it's much safer for us to make sure that you know everything that's wrong. And that's what we do. Oh, I forgot about this. There's a tear here, and there's kind of a similar tear here. That comes from slamming stuff that was in the bed of this thing, rolling into the tailgate, and separating this. That's where that comes from. I would just get a bed rail cap, you know, at one of your off-road stores or whatever, a chrome one. Put it on there and call it a day if you care. It's really cosmetic, it doesn't do anything. It's not going to cause any disasters of any sort. We're kind of in a hurry to get this online. We still have to put a new door handle, and we're putting a new lock cylinder as well as a new ignition in the truck. They broke the ignition, and we just have a lot of demand for these type of trucks. You know, work trucks, 7.3 low mile. So probably... It's Saturday today, so probably Monday or so we'll put an ignition and a new door handle on it. There's your Ford stamp on the passenger fender. There's your Ford stamp on the core support. You do have some tools, and you did have a spare that looked pretty low in tread. There's the Ford stamp here. There you go. And on the driver fender, there's the Ford stamp there. And on the hood. It runs fantastic. I've driven this thing quite a bit the last couple days. Picking up parts in it and stuff, and it runs great. And the air works really good. All right. There's the passenger back there. Now, whoever owned it probably didn't like a sweaty butt, so he left the back seat the vinyl, which they normally come in, and the floor looks like brand new. Usually they're all worn out and there's holes in the vinyl floor, but this is, it's like no one's been back there. The front seat, however, had a little tear here that we had repaired. It was just from here to here, and we had that repaired. You can kind of see that there. But I would say the guy just put this cover on it, and I agree with him. If this was Arizona and it was vinyl still, you'd be bumming. There's all that. Let's see. Let's undo this guy real quick. Okay. Radio. I had him pull the fuse on the radio because the display didn't come on and it was stuck on one station and blah blah blah. So maybe you can pull this out and make it work, but assume this is broken. You can find them all over the place for 50 bucks if you want one. But I would probably just go to Best Buy and buy a real deck, you know, with a changer in it for 120 bucks and plug that in, if you care. Holder here. Overdrive on and off. Let's see. There's your miles, 96,018 miles. I've had it running for about a half an hour. And it's, I mean, this is probably the hottest day of the year so far in Tucson. They said 105 or 6, but I think it's more like 108. I don't know why I picked today to do what I've been doing today, but I did. Anyway, I gotta find the seatbelt here, or we'll get a dinger here in a minute. All right, let's put the seatbelt on. All right, let's see. What do we need to do? Let's put it in neutral. Let's put it in 4 high, and let's make sure. High. And put it in drive. That. Put it in reverse. Perfect. We put it in neutral. Let's go all the way back to 4 low, which is right there. Put it in drive. Bang. And reverse. Boom. Lots of torque. Perfect. Let's put it back in 2-wheel drive. And I would say that transfer case hasn't been used very much because that was very easy. I like these things just when they're like this. You know, there's no power windows or tilt or cruise or less to brake. What we have going on right here is some really good AC. I see there's a chip right here in the windshield. This is my view, and it's sort of over to the left. And there's one way down low here, not in view. If you want a windshield, we can have a windshield put in for $129, but honestly, I think that's kind of a waste. If you come to Tucson to drive it home, you're going to pay tax and dock fee. Dock fee is $250. The tax is 2% plus whatever your state tax rate is. If your state tax rate, for instance, we had a guy come in from Oregon the other day, their state tax rate is 0. So he paid 2% tax and a $250 dock fee and drove home. If your tax rate is 7% in your state, then you're going to pay 9% and a $250 dock fee. If you pay by wire and ship, all you're going to pay is the agreed upon price. Please get a deposit in when you make your offer. If you're serious, do that. If you're not, you know, it's pretty obvious pretty quickly you're not, and we just kind of move on to the next guy. The reason being is, especially a lot of our vehicles are on eBay, and we had a guy like 2 weeks ago who bid on a really nice Hemi 3/4 ton Dodge, and he didn't put a deposit down. He bid on it. We accepted the offer. I think it was like $16,000 at 8 in the morning, and at 6 o'clock at night it wasn't there. And guess what? 6:15, guy calls and says, "Can I come down there and pay cash for that truck right now?" And I said, "Absolutely." So, and if he would have just put a deposit down, he would have had it too. He didn't have to pay for the whole thing. It's really the first deposit is the guy who has dibs. So, please do that. So, and of course, then the eBay guy threw a fit. Like, you know, that's our fault. If he only knew how many times people make offers and we never hear from them again, he wouldn't have been such a baby. It's always easy when it's not your money. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. See those clouds? That's Mexico, that direction. And those are some big, big monsoon clouds. So we're going to have a huge storm. Probably our first monsoon is coming tomorrow. It's too late in the day for it today, but let's see how this does from zero. Let's see how. Oh, it runs killer. Usually they're a lot slower than that off the line. Wow. Outstanding. This is a great truck. This is a really good truck. Really like the way it shifts. Gosh, you could, you know, hop in it and drive to New York right now. Anyway, have a great weekend. Be safe. I'm going to go swimming.